Hey everyone, it's been a while since I posted a video. I'm super introverted and I struggle with showing up online. I'm trying to get over that. Plus I've just been enjoying my summer and just trying to have a break from social media. Sometimes it's overwhelming with everything that's coming at us every day. Sometimes I just need a break from just all the things coming at us. But with that being said, today I want to talk a little bit about the big beautiful bill, insert eye roll, that was passed this month by the Republicans in the House and the Senate. The bill is a pretty lengthy bill. It's about 970 pages. It's really going to be difficult to talk about it all in one video. So my plan is for this to be one in a series of videos where I talk about it in bite-sized pieces so that I don't overwhelm you guys with very lengthy videos. I'm a long-winded person, and so I could talk for 10 minutes in each video. So I really don't want to do that. So I want to just hit some of the highlights today, and then the next several videos I'll try to keep them under 5 minutes so that we can just kind of do a deep dive into individual provisions. So please like and follow so that I can show up in your FYP and you can catch the next videos. Okay, so the big beautiful bill, what is it? It is a massive bill that was passed by the Republicans and Senate in the House, the Republicans and the senators, Republican House members and senators, that greatly impacts our tax code and makes a lot of changes in key provisions and laws. Some of the tax provisions that I'm going to talk to you about that impact individual taxes, you might like some of them. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say that you won't like them, but I want you to also be aware as you listen to the provisions that I'm going to talk about that there's also a lot of negative impacts of this bill. One of the big negative impacts is that Medicare, Medicaid, and SNAP benefits are going to be cut greatly. Those are social safety nets that are for people that are poor and low income. And so a lot of people are going to lose their access to their benefits as a result of this bill. The other negative part of the bill is that there is going to be an increase to the deficit, meaning the debt for the country, of $3 to $4 trillion. And that's ironic because the Republicans always call themselves the party of fiscal responsibility and fiscal conservatism, but every time they implement a new bill, it's always raising the deficit. The other negative thing about this bill is that the majority of the tax benefits, particularly the permanent tax benefits, most of those benefits are going to go to high income earners. So I would say millionaires and billionaires, but also anyone who makes above $300,000, you are going to get more benefits from a tax perspective than someone who makes less than $300,000. And I can tell you that the majority of the country is well below $300,000 a year. In fact, the median income in the United States is about $50,000. So most people in the country will not personally benefit from the tax provisions, especially the permanent ones. So what are the key things that we can expect from the big beautiful bill? So the first thing is there's going to be an extension of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So if you remember that was the tax bill that Trump passed when he was president the first time. So all of those things that were supposed to expire in that bill at the end of 2025, most of that is going to be extended and be made permanent. Okay. And if you remember from that bill, 83% of the benefits of that bill impacted the wealthy and well-connected or corporations. Those benefits were made permanent. Okay. So with the first time. So now we're going to, those same bills or rules rather are now made permanent for everyone. But remember that last bill really benefited people that were rich more than you and me. I'm far from rich, like most people probably are not wealthy. The other thing to expect in this bill, you can expect a raise in what we call the SALT cap. That in the last bill from 2017, they capped state and local taxes, that's what we call SALT, S-A-L-T, at $10,000. It's now been increased to $40,000 to $40,000, depending on how much you earn. We'll get into that in another video. There's also going to be a provision for qualified tip income deduction, a qualified overtime pay deduction for certain workers. There's going to be a deduction for auto loan interest for certain vehicles. There will be a child tax credit expansion, some enhanced deductions for seniors, but there will also be a repeal of energy efficient credits. So if you bought the what we call the electric vehicles, those deductions are going away. And if you're like me and you've been doing renovations on your home, some of those energy efficient renovations like windows, doors, roofs, HVAC systems, those are being completely repealed. And then also there's going to be a permanent extension of what we call the QBI income deduction, which is for our business owners of 20%. So that's going to be extended permanently. The last thing that I'll cover here about this bill is that the Republicans were very strategic in how they determined when the bill would be enacted and different provisions would be enacted. Typically, when you pass a bill, the provisions would be enacted immediately. But what they did was they made some of the provisions not enacted or even applicable until 2026 and beyond. There's some thought process around why they did that. Some of it's not going to be applicable until after the midterms. There's a strategy behind that, because by the time these bad things start happening, like cuts in Medicare and Medicaid and SNAP, they hope that people like you and me forget that they passed this bill in the first place and will somehow find a way to blame the Democrats. So keep in mind that not everything is going to happen all at once. There are going to be some provisions that are going to be applicable for 2025, right? So that means that you would see those changes on your tax return next year. When you go to file in 2026, you would see these provisions applicable to your 2025 return. So anyway, I wanted to keep this video under 10 minutes. The next couple videos will be on the individual provisions that we discussed a few minutes ago. So we're going to talk about the SALT cap. We're going to talk about qualified income deduction for tips, qualified overtime pay deduction, the deduction for auto loan interest, the child tax credit expansion, the enhanced deduction for seniors, and we're going to talk more about the repeal of the energy efficient credits. And so please follow me, like, and share. And again, my name is Melantha. My friends call me the Finance Lair. And please feel free to ask any questions that you'd like in the comments. Take care. Bye.